Okay, section 4.4. Work some of these problems. Some of them are probably really easy to you. There are a few that might be a little confusing, so I just kind of grabbed an assortment of problems. I think this first one's probably the trickiest to understand what's going on. So we'll just start with it, and then if you don't need help with any other ones, you don't have to watch the rest of the video. So on this one, we've got someone that's selling a house, and the buyer's realtor is going to get a 5% commission. But the thing here is that the person selling the house needs to end up with $193,100 in their pocket. Okay, so she's trying to figure out how much she's going to sell the house for so that the buyer's realtor can get her commission and she can still end up with $193,100. Okay, so on this one, we can set up a little equation. This one's a little bit algebra heavy. I'm sorry. It's not terrible, but we do have a little more algebra on this one than some of the other problems. So we'll start at 5% as a decimal 0.05. So 0.05, 5% of or times the price we sell the house for is going to be the realtor's commission. Okay, so we're letting X be the selling price of the house. That's what we're looking for. And this commission is going to be subtracted off from the selling price of the house, right? So remember, X is our price of the house. And so we want to take the price that the house sells for minus the 5% of that price that's going to be the commission. And that has to be our $193,100. Okay. So that's how much she's trying to end up with in her pocket. Okay. So on the left, we can combine like terms. We've got 1x minus 0.05x. So that gives us 0.95x. And that has to equal $193,100. Okay. So now it's all the difficulty in this one's getting the problem set up. Okay. Because now all we do is we divide both sides by 0.95. Okay, and these will cancel on the left. Divide by 0.95 on the right. So what's X? We got to do 193,000. Let's see, 193,100 divided by 0.95. Okay. That gives us $203,263, and it rounds up to 16 cents. This always says round to the nearest $100. Okay, so that will round up to $300. Okay, so $203,300 after we round. So the difficult part is this part, figuring out that we did the selling price of the house, X, minus 5% of the selling price of the house. And that has to total the number that she needs in her pocket. Okay. So once you see that and you get the feel of it, it's not that tricky, but figuring out how to set it up is kind of tricky. So okay. Let's look at the next one here. The rest of these are not too bad. This one says the bill for dinner was $43.83. We left a $9.17 tip. What was percentage of the original bill was the tip? So we're going to take our tip. Now let me get a different color here. It shows up a little better. Let's get $9.17. We're going to divide that by the total, 43.83. See what we get as a decimal there, 9.17 divided by 43.83. Got 0.209217, on and on and on. It says round to the nearest whole percent. So before we round, we got to change it to a percentage. And so to change it to a percentage, we're going to move our decimal place 2 places. So this is 20.9217%. And so if we round to the nearest whole percent, this 9 is going to make it round to 21%. Okay? So pretty good tip. We did a good job. Okay? Look at number 3 here. It says a new Blu-ray player cost $129.99 in the store. What would our total cost be if the sales tax is 6.5%? Okay. There's a couple ways you can go about this one, and the way most of you have probably done these problems in the past when you've done it, is you've probably taken and said, okay, our sales tax is 6.5%. So we'll change that to a decimal, 0.065 times the selling price. Okay, so we'll do 0.065 times 129.99 gives us 8.4, and it rounds, the next digit's 9, so it rounds up to 5. So, and this would be our tax. So then we would have to do 129.99 plus $8.45. Okay, so 129.99 plus 8.45, and we get $138.44. That's our total. Okay, so this would be our answer here. Another way of doing the same problem, and if you're happy with the other way, just leave it there. That's fine. Okay, but another way of doing the same problem, it kind of cuts out a little bit of the work. All right, so we're going to have to pay 100% of this price, and then plus another 6.5%. So we're going to end up, our total is going to end up being 106.5%. That's the total we're going to end up paying. So kind of a little shorter way of doing this problem is we can do 1.065 times 129.99, which is the selling price. And if we do 1.065 times 129.99, we get 138.43935. Okay, and when we round, we get $138.44. The same thing. And so you can do these either way. If you got one way that makes more sense to you, do them that way. And it doesn't matter which way you do them. Okay, look at another one. All right, so this says find the absolute change and the percent change. And we're starting with 25. It's important to keep up with which one you're starting with, which one you end with. That's our start, and this is our ending value. Okay, so to find the absolute change, all we're going to do is we're going to take the absolute value of what we get when we subtract. 25 minus 122, and we're going to make it positive, whatever it is. So 25 minus 122 gives us negative 97. Okay, but we're going to make it positive, take the absolute value, so our absolute change here is 97. Okay. And then to get the percent change, to get that, we're going to take the absolute change and divide that by the starting value. Okay. So here our absolute change was 97. We're going to divide that by 25. And then we got to change it to a percentage. So 97 divided by 25. And that's 3.88. But then when we change that to a percentage, we got to move our decimal place. That's 388%. So we've got a 388% increase here. And the way I know it's increased is because the number we ended with is bigger than the number we started with. And one more. This one we got 2 discounts we got to take in a row. It says clearance items are marked an additional 35% off the sale price. A dress that originally cost $90 before any discount is on sale for 20% off. What's the final price? So first we got to find the sale price, and then we'll take the clearance discount. Okay. So here we're starting with $90 is the original price. Okay. And if we're taking a 20% discount, okay, we can figure out what that discount's going to be by multiplying by 0.2 or 0.20. Okay, so 90 times 0.2, that's an $18 discount. $18 discount. So this is our sale discount. And then we have to find out what the sale price would be. Our sale price, that just means we subtract off our discount, is 90 minus 18. Okay, so 90 minus 18 gives us $72. That's how much it cost on sale. So now we got to take our additional 35% off of that. We just do the same thing but with 72 and 35%. So 72, and then we're going to figure out what 35% off of that would be. So 72 times 0.35 is $25.20. 25.2. So now to get our clearance price, we take 72 minus 25.2 or 25.20. 72 minus 25.2 gives us $46.80, 46.8. That would be our final price there. Okay. And you could flip this one and do it like we did the sales tax problem, and if that made more sense to you, but either way is okay. Let me know if you have any other questions.